Good afternoon. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Can you hear me now? All right. No?
Let's see. I think everybody might be hearing me.
Okay. Awesome. Sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties. You know how technology can be, but we are coming at you from a different link, and we will definitely get you that link and all the information needed for you to get your CPE hours. Okay, so we'll get started to not keep you waiting. To begin with, my name is Frank Garza. I'm a fifth grade teacher here at Stedham Elementary, and I've been teaching for the last 3 years, and they have flown by. It seems like just one, but I'm somehow surviving. And I'm here with you, and I'm excited to be with you today to discuss our CS First introductory training. I'm also joined by Laura Ledbetter, who's our moderator. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask us, you can definitely type it in the chat room that we have right here on the side, on the right side of your screen, and we'll try to address them before the end of this session. She is a second grade teacher at Harvard Elementary, and she's wonderful. If you have a chance to meet her, you will be blessed. Okay, so let's move on to CS First. What does the CS stand for? CS stands for, oh, did it wrong. CS stands for computer science. This is a free program guided by Google to help students become more confident, gain courage, developing a sense of belonging, as well as perseverance. And it fits perfectly with our school theme, which is all about grit. So definitely teaching the kids how to find that inner strength within themselves. So don't get too discouraged when you hear the word computer science. I know it sounds like a big term, and it is, but in this course, you will become a guru by the end. Trust me, you will. In fact, it is so easy that even a third grader, second grader can do this. So if you come into trouble, feel free to reach out to them or to us here at i3. To get started, let's first start by typing in your Google browser. You're going to type in CS First. Okay, so you'll type in CS First, and then you'll click on the link. It'll take you here to the home page. You can navigate through all of the website by clicking the 3 little lines you see here on the left side of the title. It'll be a drop-down menu, kind of slide menu, and you can see all the options that are available to you. But we're going to go ahead and start a club. So you want to click right here at the very top where it says Start a Club. Then to begin, it'll give you the step-by-step guide in case you forget what this video told you. But don't worry about it. It's really easy. You'll just click Get Started, simply like you're signing up for a new email address or something like that. Start a new club. So we want to add a new club. When you sign in to create a new club, it'll automatically sign in with your information that you have from the school district, or you can add a new account. I already have an account set up for mine, so I'm going to add a new account just for demonstration purposes. Okay, and then it'll ask you if you can access your email address, your contacts, and stuff like that. It's okay, don't worry about it. They already have access to it. Okay, then it'll bring you to this next menu where you will select your role in CS First. Of course, you are going to be the teacher host. And then you want to click Save My Roles. Then it'll prompt for Google Maps to try to locate your location. As you can see, there are many schools around us, so you might have to type in your school name. We are at Stedham Elementary, so I'm going to type in Stedham. I'm going to search for it, and it'll ask me, do I mean Stedham Elementary School? Of course I do. So we'll click Host, or you can click the name. And then you want to scroll down and click Save My Location. Okay, you're on your way to becoming a guru. It'll ask you some questions about how you heard about us, or about the CS First rather. And then go ahead and click Create a Club Now. It'll ask you if you want to create a public page for your location. I didn't. You can if you want, but that's not something you have to do at this moment. Then it'll bring you here to a selection of themes to choose from. CS First has 8 themes you could possibly choose from. Each theme contains 8 to 10 activities that your students can participate. Each one of these activities lasts 60 to 75 minutes, but don't worry, this is not for you to do. This is for your students to do. If you want to start off, what I did, I went ahead and started using the storytelling theme because it's the easiest one. It's an intro, especially if your students are not used to coding. Or as you can see, we got different ones for friends, fashion design, art, social media, sports, music, animation, game design, which is going to be a popular one. Each theme is categorized by level of easy, moderate, challenging, and advanced. So we're going to go for this presentation, we're going to do the storytelling, which is an intro. And then we'll choose that theme. Then it'll bring you here and ask you to select a club start date. It'll ask you, as you can see, to select a date that is 3 weeks in advance. The reason they choose to do this is to give you time to prep, to promote the club that you're going to be starting, but also to get free merchandise from Google. So I'm just going to select a date 3 weeks out. Today's the 1st, so we'll say the 22nd, which is not a school day, but that's okay. And then we'll select our time zone, which is Central Time. And we'll skip the details there, and then we'll save our schedule. Of course, you can always go back and change your dates and things of that nature. Then it'll bring you to our materials page, and this is where you get the free merch. Okay, excuse me. Of course, you want to click yes to get the free merch. This free box right here is a blue box that comes in. It's called Google S First. And it has all the materials that you'll need to start off with your club. It includes small passports for your students to write down their username and passwords, as well as to monitor their progress through the program. If you'll just type in your name, school information, and request materials. I'm not going to click request materials because I already have them. And actually for me, it only took 3 days for them to arrive. So the 3 weeks is just in case they have a huge demand for it. But I got mine in 3 days, so I think you'll get it that quick as well. So for now, I'm going to select no because I have the materials, but you want yes because you want to get the free merch. Okay, and then I'll bring you to this screen where you will select your role yet again. Not only will you be the host, but you'll be the guru. Remember I told you you'll be a guru by the end of this presentation? This is how you do it. You just simply click that little button on the side that says you're the host and the guru, meaning that you will be facilitating the club. Now, when I say club, don't get discouraged by that either, because I'm not talking about this huge school-wide event unless that's what you want to do. What I'm doing right now is starting with my classroom first, starting small, seeing how it goes, and tweaking it, and then making sure it's ready before I go school-wide, especially if this is your first time to do it. So then we'll select or set our role. It'll bring you to this next screen, and it'll ask you if you would like a volunteer to come over and help you run the club that you started. I didn't select this option. You can if you want, but remember that if you do, that any volunteers that do respond to sponsor or support your club need to clear the background check through Garland ISD. So for now, I'm going to say, no, I don't want anybody here. And then it'll check, do you understand that you're going to be leading this club? Yes, I do. All right, and that's pretty much it. Here it goes, we'll have some flyers, things to promote the club. Again, we're doing it here in the classroom first, starting out small. And then we can go, as you scroll down, we can go to view your clubs. Here it'll ask you, how did you hear about CS First? You can go ahead and click the very bottom box right there and type in GISB I3 team, told you all about it. Submit, and it'll ask you, have you ever taught a computer science or programming class? I have not, so I'm going to click no. And then you're ready to start your new club. Notice here we have a club code. It's a short word followed with 2-digit number. This code is needed for your students to be able to log in and access the location of the club. So we'll write that down. For this purpose, it's HUM14. Okay. Then all your students need to do is go to the CS First website. Okay, I'm going to sign out just to show you how the students will be signing in. Okay, so this is the homepage of CS First. If you scroll down, it'll ask you, are you a teacher? Are you a student? Of course, it's going to be your students logging in. And then they'll click sign in and get started. It'll bring them into the sign in page, and it'll ask them for a username and password. They do not have this yet, but they will. So that's why you need to scroll down and go to that enter club code. Here's where you'll enter that code, that short word, followed with a 2-digit number, and submit. It'll ask the student, is your location this particular school, Stedham Elementary? Yes, it is. And then it'll ask the students to check their passport. Again, double checking, making sure that they are in the right club, which is storytelling. Yes, we are. And then I'll ask you, do you need a CS First username or password? And this will be automatically generated for each student. So click yes. And here it is. And then they will write down this number into their passport that you will hold inside your classroom. Because I don't know about you, but whenever I let my kids take something home, they usually doesn't come back, or at least not in one piece. Okay, so you'll just have them write down their username and password inside their passports. And they'll use this to log in to the club. Okay, and then now we can use that username and the password. And then we'll sign in. As soon as the student signs in, it'll bring them to this page here where it'll give them a quick overview of what they have signed up for, what they have to look forward to. Also, it'll give them a quick survey for them to take, asking them about their grade level, what do they do when they get stuck with a problem or conflict, and in their own words, what does computer science mean to them? Again, to me, it meant a lot of numbers and letters, whatever they have to say about computer science. And then some more questions here. I'm just going to click strongly agree just for time purposes. But of course, you want to encourage your student to take their time and actually put in their thoughtful information and responses. Okay, once you complete the survey, it'll ask the students to watch the quick overview. I'm not going to play that for you. That's for your students to watch. So I'm going to click no thanks, I've seen it. Okay, then it will bring you to the home page of CS First with the student login. This is a student logging in. If the student ever comes into issues or has questions, they can always message you right here since you are the club guru. Okay, so starting off, you can see at the very bottom, we have three dots here. Each one is a video with specific instructions for the student to do. They can last up to 3 minutes, 4, sometimes they're even 30 seconds. Basically, the student is going to be selecting a link to create, here on the right side, a storyline. And the video will walk the student through exactly step by step. There's nothing that you have to do as a facilitator other than sometimes pointing out where things are located for the student, like certain key functions or numbers. Like I know my students sometimes have issues finding the hyphen. They're like, well, where's the hyphen? Isn't it this over here, the minus and the key? No, that's not it. It's over here next to the equal sign, plus sign. So sometimes some things like that. But coding should not scare you. It's nothing difficult to do. With the Google videos, it'll guide them. It'll give them examples. You can also look at student work. So we can look at the links here. They have 3 options to start with. I'm just going to go with the option 1. And it'll bring them to the Scratch website. It'll open up another window for the student and bring them to Scratch. Scratch is a coding program that many of you may have heard about already, but it works in conjunction with CS First because CS First actually gives you video tutorials. Okay, so all you got to do is once they click a link, it'll take them automatically into Scratch, and they want to click the Remix button right here at the top right, saving a copy of all this pre-coded work. And then it will sometimes log them in already. As you can see, we already have our username here. If it doesn't log them in, have the student automatically sign in with their information from CS First, their username and that password that they were given. That way, it'll store their profile information as well as any of their creations for you to go back and review. Okay, coding is so easy. I thought it was going to be this massive tech-heavy program, but actually it's fun. I tried it out. I tried out the first video. It was only 3.5 minutes long, and I was actually surprised how easy it was able to create characters and dialogue, and it just light bulbs started going off on the multiple uses that you could use this for. You could use it with your reading, use it with vocabulary, any kind of math explanation, science. I mean, the opportunities are limitless of what you could do with this programming. So a simple programming thing that I'll show you here is that we have scripts, costumes, and sounds. To start off, storytelling is going to give them the very basic steps on how to create something that's animated. So starting off with this character here that we have here, that is called a sprite. They're all called sprites. The characters are called sprites. And then we need to give them commands. Here we have a little green flag that if you click the green flag, it already has a pre-coded we got steps that you can follow, but we can also add more. So students need to go to events. Again, this is all from the video, where you could do motions, you could do sounds, you can do looks, but what they're trying to create is a storyline. So what we want to do is do broadcast, and if you broadcast something, it'll add that character to it. We have characters here that you can choose from. Say you want to add a cat to it. If I add a cat to it, it's part of the code now. I click that green flag, and there's a little kitty cat. And we can add dialogue to it as well. We can say hello to the cat. So this is just a quick overview of what CS4 can do for you. CS First, of course, it'll get more, the rigor will be increased the further the student goes through the activities. This is just activity 1. But at the end of the activities too, you know, some students are GT students and they can get through it real fast. Well, at the very end of the activity, it'll give them an option to do some add-ons. Which some of them include adding sound, adding your own photos in there, you're adding new characters that you may find online. So it's kind of limited as far as the characters, sounds, and effects that it has right now. But the further the student works with the programming, the coding, the more details and features they will gain. Okay, and that is basically it. I'm using this for my iTime, for my students in iTime. I'm working with a small group, of course, and then the rest of my class is going to be coding. You can do this on iPads, on cell phones, or desktops if they're available in your classroom. It's real easy and it's really self-paced, students self-paced. All you have to do is make sure students are on task and monitoring that they are following the activities that you have set forth. Other than that, I'm going to ask Laura if she had any questions for us from our viewers. Okay, we don't seem to have any right now, but if you would like to contact us, feel free to do so. Here's our contact information. I'm available here to, if you need me or Laura to be there for you as you start off your club. That very first day, I will gladly be there. I'm sure Laura would too. And we're here to support you. Again, it's very self-paced. So really all the work is going to be on the student. And again, they're going to be collaborating, which is what a 21st century learner is going to be doing and need to be successful in the future. I want to thank you for joining us today. And again, sorry for our technical difficulties that we had earlier, but again, this is technology and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you have to be patient because the rewards are limitless once it works. Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all have a good one.